Let's go live. 1 second.
Good morning. Actually, I forgot. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome to our Monday morning workout. We need a couple of tools today, so I'm going to give you a second, either your PVC pipe or your broomstick and a chair. We're going to do some stuff with elevated feet today, so take 2 seconds if you needed to go grab a couple things. Otherwise, we're going to start with our 5-minute warm-up. We've got Tabata today, so Tabata is going to be a little bit more of a foundation program. Last Monday we did a really spicy, fiery, sweaty Tabata workout, so this one's going to be a little bit more control, stabilization, balance, you know, all of our foundation principles. So we'll go ahead and get started here. We've got 5 minutes with our PVC pipe or our broomstick, and we will get started now. We've got 10 reps, so we're going to start out with some good mornings. Take that stick, place it right across your shoulders, arms extended out, feet are parallel, and we're just hinging at the waist, allowing those knees to soften just a little bit so that we can really keep that straight spine, getting that stretch of your hamstrings, and just warming up that lower back. We've got 5 more here. Last 2. And one last one. All right, as we rise up, we're going to take it into your rotation. So we want that rotation to go all the way down to your feet. So as we twist, we're going to let that foot pivot and just alternate side to side. Last 2 here. And 1. Good. All right, so now we're going to take that stick, bring it down in front of you. So we want to have it right in front of your thighs. Again, you want to have your grip wide enough so that you can keep your arms straight throughout this movement. So I'm going to start with my right arm. I'm going to bring it up and around, bringing that bar all the way back until it taps my hips, and then my left arm is going to lead as it comes up and over. So we're just circling around, getting that full range of motion, warming up those shoulders. Not a lot of push-ups today, but some plank work. We're good. We've got 1 more in this direction. And then we'll go the other way. So we're going to start with that left arm leading up and around, and then the right arm comes up and over. Good. All right. So now from there, I'm going to plant that stick down, starting with my right hand holding. My right leg is going to swing. So I want to swing forward and back, kind of letting my hips rotate and kind of roll with the movement. We got 2 more here, last 2. And then on this last one, we're going to swing that leg back, taking it into a nice deep lunge. Now as I come down into my lunge, I want my back knee to rest on the floor. I want to walk my left foot forward just a little bit so that my heel is actually in front of my knee. So that as I go into this stretch, I'm leaning into that left leg. I want to be able to keep that left heel heavy on the ground. I don't want to let that heel come up. And I'm going to press back. As I lean, I want to reach into that stick. So feeling that stretch through the back of the arm, the shoulders, the ribs, and back. Good. 2 more here. 2 wild animals in the backyard. Last 1. On this next one, I'm going to hold it. So reaching into that stick, I'm going to pull that arm across my body and then bring it away from the body, opening up that shoulder, opening up the chest. We'll do 2 more like that. Last one. Beautiful. And bring it back. We're going to switch sides. So bring that stick over to your left hand. Left leg swings first, pulling it back, swinging it forward. Good. Last 2. And on that that next one, swing that leg back, take it into that deep lunge position. Again, walk that right foot forward just enough so that the heel is in front of the knee. We're gonna lean into that leg and reach. And bring it back. Reach into that bar as you lean forward. 2, 3, good. One more like that. And then as we hold that lean, we're gonna pull that arm across the body and then bring it away, opening up the chest, opening up the shoulder. Good, 2 more here, last 2. And one last one. Beautiful. And just in time for 3, 2, 1, and done with our warm-up. You can just set that bar off to the side. So today we've got 5 rounds of Tabata. So we did Tabata last week. It's 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. We've got 8 rounds. So it's a total of 4 minutes for each set. So we've got a little bit of a different format today where we're gonna go through 4 different movements, just little variations of each movement. So I'll show you the basic one first. Each time we go into it, we'll add a little variation. If anything feels like it's too much, always take it back to that basic. Don't feel like you have to go into that progression. So our first one is gonna be a hollow hold. So we're gonna go a couple different options here. Legs in tabletop position, arms out by your side, and you can curl up here. If that's challenging for you, that's where you can stay. Otherwise, you can go straight legs, reaching those legs as low and as long as you can without getting into your lower back, or you can bring those arms all the way back up overhead for even a little bit more challenge. Now, as we progress, that's gonna be our basic, just our hold. We'll start there. Our second one, we're gonna add a little flutter kicks with the legs. And again, you can keep your arms in either position. Our next one, we'll do heel taps. And then our last one, we'll do scissors. And then we'll go back into our hollow hold again. So we'll progress through those variations for 2 rounds. Again, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. We're gonna start our first set of just that basic hollow hold in 3, 2, 1, go. So remember, start in your tabletop position. Find that lift, shoulders are down and back. Press the heels out if that feels good. You can extend those arms overhead, and we're just holding. And rest. We've got 10-second hold here. All right, now this time, as we reach, we're gonna add that little flutter kick. Keep looking towards your toes. Keep that neck nice and long. We've got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Woo. Get that belly warmed up this morning. Our next set, we're gonna go to those heel taps. Ready, legs straight, and tap. Good, we've got 7 seconds left here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, next one, we're going into our scissors. And go here. And rest. All right, so we're going back into that hollow hold on our next set. And go. Start with that tabletop, reach those heels out. Find that space that's challenging for you. We've got 7 seconds here. This is where I start going into my back, so try to keep it out of your back. Keep drawing that navel in towards your spine, and rest. All right, our next one, going back into those flutter kicks. kick. We've got 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we've got heel taps. How's everybody doing there? If at any point these start to get into your neck, you can always take your hands behind your head and support the back of your neck here. We've got 10 seconds here. And rest. All right, we've got our last set coming up here. Taking it back into those scissors. And go. We've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. All right, round 1 is done here. So for our second set, we're gonna go into around the world lunges. So what we wanna think about first is we're staying on the same leg, and around the world means that we're gonna start with a forward lunge, press back, a lateral lunge, press back, and then stepping back and back to center. So we're just gonna stay on that right side for our first round. Second round we'll go left, we'll alternate back and forth, so we'll get 4 sets on each leg. And if at any point you're struggling with your balance, you can always grab that bar or that stick again and use that as a little support balance. You can also focus on, if you want to challenge it a little bit more, when you step back, you can come up and try to balance on that standing leg versus putting the foot down. A little bit more challenging, so I might start basic, maybe for round 2, add that balance step. All right, so we've got 20 seconds of work. We'll start on that right leg. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, and go. So like I said, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna come back to standing on this first round. Just kind of get my movements in order. Good, we've got 2 and 1. All right, so going into our left leg for that next set. And go. Good. We've got 3, 2, and 1. All right, 10-second break. So I'm going to try to add that balance, see if it works. So as I press back, I'm going to try to come up and just balance on that standing leg instead of putting that foot down. Just a little added challenge. And rest. Not too bad. All right. Left leg again, and go. Woo. A little more coordinated on the other side. Good job. All right, we are halfway through on this one. So did everybody watch the Tiger King this weekend? I want full reports, all of your memes, please. There's some good ones. Ooh. All right, taking it back to that left leg. And go. balance challenge. And rest, we've got 2 more here. Then we get to take it into some plank work. All right, go. Rest, and we've got our last 20 seconds of work here. Ready, and go. Done with that one. Okay, so for our next set, we have it programmed to have your feet elevated. If this doesn't feel good, you can always stay on the ground. You can find something lower if you have like a little step stool or something that isn't quite as tall as a chair, you can do that. But again, it's just a way to add a little bit of an added challenge. So we're gonna do that same format here, where we're going to progress the movement, and it's not something that you have to do. Again, if you want to just stay in your regular plank hold, that is perfectly fine. We just want to give some variety, some options here. So our first one is going to be just a plank hold on your hands. Our second one will be a plank hold on the forearms. Third one is going to be back up on the hands, doing a little foot lift. And then our last one is going to be high-low, so taking it down and back up, alternating the arm that you're leading with, trying to keep that rock to a minimum. All right, so like I said, don't have to do any of the variations. You can stay at a just straight arm plank hold. You can do these with your feet on the ground. You can find a smaller step, so really up to you. Find what works for you today. So 20 seconds, just a plank hold with straight arms. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Maybe. There you go. All right, so feet are about a hip distance apart. I like to give myself a nice stable base. Shoulders are rolling down away from the ears. We want to feel that tailbone reaching towards the heels. That belly stays lifted. And bring it down. So our next one, we're going to go down to the forearms. All right, ready, and go. So switching to the forearms, it makes my shoulders work a little bit harder, a little bit more of an incline. And bring it down. All right, so that next one, we're gonna do those foot lifts, a toe tap. So you have the option, you can go on your hands or on your forearms. I'm gonna keep that body steady, alternating that lift. Bring it down. All right, so this next one, I will say, is probably going to be the most challenging, going into those elevator planks. All right, so alternate the arm that you lead with. You've got 3 seconds. And rest. Whew. All right, we're going back in just that stable plank on the arms. Ready, go. Five seconds here. Bring it down. next round is going to be down on our forearms. And go. Focus on that breath. In through the nose. Exhale out of your mouth, finding those abdominals. Bring it down. All right, back to those toe taps. We've got 7 seconds. And rest. All right, we've got that final move, that elevator plank coming up. And go. We've got 5 seconds. All right. Good job, guys. We are done with that one. Oddly enough, really got my heart rate up. So our next set, we're gonna go into some feet elevated bridge work. So again, we've got a couple different progressions. If you just wanna stay with your basic bridge, that is perfectly fine. I will show you what our progressions are gonna be here, or your optional progressions, I should say. So we're gonna come into your chair, you're on your back. We wanna find that 90-degree angle. So your heels are on the chair, knees are just over your hips. And we wanna focus more on our stabilized bridge. So I know in Pilates we focus a lot on articulation. This time I want you to think about stabilizing the core and keeping that spine straight, pressing down into your palms as we rise up. We're gonna do just our basic lift and lower first. Your second one, we're gonna do elevated leg. So we're going single leg, lift and lower, both sides. And then our final one, we're gonna come to the top and then just do this little pulsing bridge. So you're just gonna drop 2 inches and lift. Finding that little pulse and really focusing on finding the backs of the thighs. The hamstrings and the glutes are gonna be nice and warm on this one. And again, any variation is up to you. You don't have to take it. You can always stick to just the basic bridge. So, are we ready? We're going double leg, straight spine, stabilized spine, bridge in 3, 2, 1, go. Really focus on using the upper body. Make this a tricep and a shoulder exercise as well. Pushing down into your palms, pressing back into your shoulders. And rest. So let's float that leg up. I'm gonna go right leg up first. And go. Sides. Like a little weird knee click happening there. And go. We've got our pulsing move next. My feet are kind of sliding here, so feel free to adjust at any time. All right, rise up, hold it there, drop, and lift. Little pulses. 2. And all the way down. All right, that's round 1. back to our double heel, lift and lower. Whew, my hammies are on fire. Right leg elevated, and go. And switch. And go. All right, we've got our last one coming up. It's going to be that double leg lift with the little pulse. Lift, pause, check in with those shoulders, and pulse. Hang in there. And done. Whew. All right. Stretch those hamstrings out. And we've got one last final set that we're going to do here. It is a kneeling to squat hold. If this movement is not available for you, it does require a lot of hip mobility. If it just doesn't work, feel free to add just a static squat hold where you would just come down, get nice and low, and hold that for 20 seconds. Otherwise, the movement is going to be here. So we're going to start on your knees. You're going to come up to one leg, up to the other leg, little pause there, and then go back. And then again, just like with those elevator planks, we want to alternate the leg that we lead with each time. So like I said, if that movement doesn't work for you, just do a static hold, a static squat, or you can just do air squats, whatever feels good for your body. So our last cycle here, so we've got 8 reps, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go. And so stay nice and low, that's your goal. Pause at the top, and then bring it back down. And rest. So first round or two is really just kind of getting comfortable with the motion. Then you can work on maybe stepping up the pace a little bit, or not. Forgot to switch. And rest. And go. And rest. All right, that was round 3. I'm slowly scooting back. And go. officially halfway through this round. And we've got a good little Pilates series for you today. And go. This is a surprising little sneaky burn. My quads are starting to get nice and warm here. Three, two, one, and rest. 3 rounds left. And go. Three, two, one, and rest. Whew. All right, we've got 40 seconds of work left here. Almost done, guys. And go. Whew. It's getting a little harder to stay low. And rest. Whew. These legs are nice. All right. Last 20 seconds here. Go. Three, two, one, and we're done. Good job, guys. All right, so take a minute, grab a sip of water. You can take your shoes off for this next portion if you like. I'm gonna take my shoes off. Just get a little fresh air here. So this next Pilates series, it's kind of just this Pilates stretch combo. Nothing classical, just some good movements, some good recovery work. A little bit of work involved. For the most part, it's going to be a lot of stretching. So we're going to do a little bit of standing work first. So we want to stand on your mat with your feet about a hip distance apart, parallel foot position here. And as you're holding, I'm going to just kind of find this little sway in the body, going from right to left. Feeling that lift of your toes, feeling that tripod of support for your feet. So from the ball of your big toe, ball of your little toe, and then back into your heel. We want to feel like we're standing on those 3 points evenly on both feet. Now once you feel that, just kind of find your center there. And then we're going to kind of shift forward into the toes, back into your heels, and find that space where you feel like if you don't engage your quads, you don't engage that belly, you're going to lose your balance on the way back. So I want to find a spot where you can still keep the ball of the foot down, but the weight is back into the heels a little bit more. So once you find that, just really connect with that stance. Feel that sense of lift from the inner arches of the feet, up through the inner thighs, up through the front of the body, so that we feel this sense of lift up through the belly, lift up through the chest, up through the crown of the head. We're going to sweep those arms overhead, interlace your fingers, and flip the palms to the ceiling. So as my palms are pressing up towards the ceiling, the more I reach, the more I lift, my chest is going to naturally just start to lift. I want to feel my tailbone reach down towards my heels as I gently start to press the pubic bone forward, taking it into a gentle little back bend. My gaze goes up towards the ceiling. I still want to stay heavy in my heels though as I hold for 3, 2, 1, and then release that. Take it down into a forward fold. As we hold here, let the back of the neck relax. Still staying heavy in the heels. We're going to gently soften that right knee. Right hand is going to anchor onto the floor, and then that left arm is going to sweep up, taking it into this nice little spiral stretch. Opening up the chest. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Find that centered position, and then soften that left knee, left hand anchors as our right arm sweeps up. And again, reach for 3, position again. And as we come back up, we're going to bring the arms overhead, finding that center. This time we're going to go into a little side bend. So we still want to feel the weight shifted into the heels, feeling that down the back of the body, that lift up through the front. We want to think length first, and then slowly start to press the hips over to the left as my upper body reaches up and over to the right. So I'm not collapsing, I'm thinking length, I'm thinking reach, trying to stay nice and tall. And then back up to center. Hips are going to press to the right, upper body goes left. Keeping the weight balanced on both feet, keeping the chest open, so try not to roll forward as we side bend. Everything is open. We're reaching, creating length for 3, 2, 1, and then back to center. Shake that out a little bit. And then we're going to take it into a standing twist. So again, keeping balance on those feet, keeping that length down through the tip of the tailbone. I like to start here. So my arms are reaching forward. And on the inhale, I'm going to take that left hand, reach back. And as I'm reaching back with my left hand, I'm reaching forward with my right, really creating this opposition, the spiral of the spine. I want to take my gaze back to the left fingertips and then bring it back to center. And I'm going to go to the right. Left arm reaches forward as my right arm reaches back, chest is up, neck is long, and back to center. Let's go 3 more to each side. Inhale as you reach, lift and open, exhale back to center. Inhale, lift, reach and open, exhale, center. Let's go 1 more to each side. Beautiful. Now let's shake that out. Got dogs with zoomies in the yard. All right, so now we're going to take it into a nice deep lunge position. So we're going to start with a nice forward fold. So let's do a roll down here. Bring those arms over your head. We're going to slowly start to bring it down. Articulating that spine as we roll. And then taking it down to where your hands are on the floor. Now we're going to take a big step back. Let's take our left leg back first. And then just walk that right foot forward. So everything is nice and open here. My hands are on the inside of that right foot, right leg. And then we're going to take it into a nice little spiral. So first thing, I'm just going to work on that hip a little bit. So letting my right knee roll out, maybe rolling to the outside of that foot. You can even use that hand to kind of open up that hip. So just give it a little twist, a little opening here. And then as we come back to center, we're going to take that right elbow and reach it towards the ground. So, you might not be able to touch the ground, that's okay. Just take it as far down as you can. And then you're going to take that right hand, sweep it up, reach to the ceiling. Bring it down. Elbow reaches to the ground. Arm reaches up and twist. Good. We're going to do 2 more of these. 2. Last one. As we come back to center, just press back into a little hamstring stretch here. So rolling onto that heel, bowing down over that front leg. And then as we come back to forward, we're going to go into the opposite side. So that left leg is going to step forward. Just kind of work on that nice deep lunge, really opening up the hips. And as we hold here, let's just start with that little rotation of that left leg. So letting the knee fall out to the side, kind of rolling into that deep lunge, and then bringing it back to center. Press it out and in. And then from there, as you press it out, maybe take that hand and just press it open, stretching out the front of that hip. Good. Good. All right. Now from there, taking that left hand, we're going to reach the elbow down to the floor, just inside that left foot, and then sweep the hand up, taking it into a big spiral. Bring it down, and reach for 2, 3, So from there, let's step back, finding that tabletop position. We're just gonna do a little down dog to cobra. So we're gonna do 3 of these. So tuck those toes under, press your hips up and back, finding that downward dog position. As we hold here, drive those heels to the ground, reach those sit bones up, really let your head just dive down in between the arms. And then we're gonna slowly come forward into our plank. Keep the elbows close to your body as you lower to the ground. Let the toes extend, and then press up into your cobra. And again, range of motion's up to you on this one. You don't have to go full extension. You can keep your elbows down by your side. Just find what feels good for your body. We tuck those toes under, press it back up again, finding that down dog, pressing the heels into the ground, hips reach up, bring it forward, lower, and extend. One more time. Bring it down, lower, and extend. Beautiful job, guys. All right, so for this next movement, we're gonna start here, kind of up on the elbows. I like to support myself with the elbow, and then I'm gonna bend my left knee, and then with my left hand, I'm gonna reach back and grab the top of that foot. So I first wanna let that foot pull in towards my hip, and I'm gonna press the top of that foot into my hand, kind of lift the thigh, roll that shoulder back, and maybe take the gaze back towards that foot. And then we'll bring it down. Let it pull that heel towards your hip, and then press. Look back over that shoulder, and then bring it down. Heel to the hip. Last one, press. Look back, reach, and release that. And then we'll switch sides. So that left arm comes forward. We're gonna bend that left leg, or right leg, reach back, grab the top of your foot with the hand, press the foot into your hand as you look back, reach, and lower. And press, and lower. One more time. And release that. All right, so now from there, we're gonna bend both of your knees this time, and then with your hands, we're gonna reach back and grab the top of both of your feet if you can. If this isn't available to you, you can always grab like a towel or a belt, something to bring that space a little bit closer together. Now as I'm holding here, I wanna roll my shoulders back, keep my gaze down towards the floor, and I'm just gonna push the top of my feet into my hands to lift. Thighs are lifting, belly's nice and tight for 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, let your head turn. Bring those heels towards your hips, and then press and hold for 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. We've got one more here. Ready, and press and hold for 3, 2, 1, and release that. Good. All right, press it back into a child's pose here. Reaching those hips towards the heels, arms pressing into the mat. All right. As we rise up, we're going to come into our mermaid stance. So from here, we want to have our legs bent and just off in that mermaid position. My feet are a little staggered out. My legs are kind of extended. And I'm just gonna start with a little side bend. So I'm gonna take my left hand, grab my right thigh, and then reach towards my legs, getting that big stretch here. And then I'm gonna bring my right hand to the mat, left arm reaches up and over. Good. One more on each side. So now from there, anchor that right hand down. That left arm is going to come out. And this time we're going to press into that right hand to lift up into a nice side plank. Reaching out through those fingertips of the left hand. And then bring it back down. Bring that left hand over to the right leg. Right arm reaches. Good. Come up. Anchor the hand. And lower. Good. One more here. Beautiful job, guys. All right, we're gonna turn. Lay on your back for just a second. Arms are out wide, your knees are bent. We're gonna roll both knees over to one side as the knees go to the right. You take that gaze out to the opposite hand. And then bring it up. The knees are gonna roll over to the opposite side. And then from there, we're coming back up to center. We're just gonna finish up on the other side here. So same setup, we've got that mermaid position. The knees are bent, the legs are stacked. Left hand is gonna come over. What did I do here? Right hand comes over to your left thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. And then from there, that left hand goes down. Right arm reaches up and over. Good. One more like this. All right, so now from there, we're gonna go into that full mermaid lift. So anchoring down through that left hand, right arm sweeps up and over as we extend, getting that big reach, pause at the top, and then bring it down. Right hand comes across the body as we reach up and over. Definitely a little tighter on this side. Reach up and press, and lower. One more time. Beautiful job, guys. That is it for us today. We'll be back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock with a little fiery workout. So we're trying to alternate back and forth between the foundation and the fire. So if you don't want to do a fire one day, you don't want to do a foundation, we've got all of our videos up on YouTube, so you can always go back and pick what you want to do for the day. So see you tomorrow. Thanks.